Have you ever looked at the online world and thought, this is way too much? Where do I even start? If that's you, I want you to pause right here because I'm going to tell you something I wish more people heard sooner. You do not need to have it all figured out today. You do not need to become an expert overnight. You just need a starting point. And if you've been feeling stuck because you want more freedom, you want more flexibility and more options in your life, then this message is for you. My name is Sandy, and after 39 years in a traditional business, I can tell you this with confidence, that people who move forward are not always the smartest or the most experienced. They're the ones who are willing to begin. And beginning starts with one simple question. What kind of life are you trying to build? Not just what kind of income do you want, I mean what kind of life do you want to wake up to? More time with your family, more room to breathe, less pressure, more control over your schedule, more peace in your spirit, because that matters. Because if you don't know what you're building towards, it's easy to get distracted by everything that looks shiny online. So let's keep this simple. If you're starting from zero, don't start by chasing everything. Start by learning the basics. That means getting comfortable with simple digital skills, understanding how online tools work, and how learning technology can serve you instead of intimidate you. And no, you do not need to be techie to do this, but you do need to be teachable. And that's where so many people get stuck. They think they need to know it all before they begin. But the truth is, clarity usually comes after you start moving. So here's what I want you to do first. Pick one lane, just one. Maybe you want to learn how to write better online. Maybe you want to learn how to help small businesses with simple digital tasks. Maybe you want to understand how AI can save you time and make you more efficient. Maybe you simply are trying to figure out what skill fits your personality and your lifestyle. That's okay. You just do not need 10 directions. You need one good direction. And I want to say this clearly to the person who feels overwhelmed right now. You are not behind, you're not too late, and you're not disqualified because you're new. I've been around long enough to know that new is not the same thing as incapable. Sometimes being new is actually a gift because you're not carrying old assumptions or bad habits. You're more open, you're more willing, you're more ready to learn. And now that can be powerful. So let me give you a simple place to begin. Start with the basics. Learn how to use your phone and computer with confidence. Get comfortable with email, simple files, and online communication. Practice using one digital tool at a time. Learn one skill that could help someone else save time, solve a problem, or stay organized. This is the real beginning. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, but it's real. And real is what builds a strong foundation, because if you try to build too fast, you'll end up frustrated. But if you build steadily, you'll give yourself room to grow with confidence. So let me talk to you as a fellow believer for a moment. I do not believe God calls us to live in constant confusion. I believe He gives us wisdom to those who ask for it. So if you've been praying for direction, this might be your answer. Start small, stay faithful, and take the next right step. You do not need the whole map. You just need enough light for the next step. And that next step may be as simple as learning one skill this week. One, not 10, not 5. Just one. Maybe you spend 20 minutes a day learning something new. Maybe you practice it a little each day until it starts to feel natural. Maybe you write down what you're learning so you can see your progress. That may not sound dramatic, but that's how momentum is built. And momentum matters because once you begin seeing progress, you stop feeling stuck in fear and you start feeling encouraged by action. And that changes everything. Now I want to ask you something directly. What if the thing standing between you and a more flexible life isn't lack of opportunity, but lack of starting? What if the next season of your life begins the moment you decide to stop waiting for the perfect time? Because perfect timing has a way of keeping people stuck. But obedient action, that moves you forward. So if you're asking, where do I start? Here's my answer. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start with one skill. Start before you fully feel ready. That's how progress begins. And I want to encourage you, especially if you spent years putting someone else first. This is not selfish. Wanting more time, wanting more peace, wanting more flexibility, wanting more options for your future. That is not selfish. That is stewardship. And I believe it's worth pursuing. So take a deep breath. Stop telling yourself you need to have it all figured out. You don't. You just need to begin. And once you begin, you'll be amazed at how much clearer the path becomes. So if this message has helped you, stay close because I have more I want to share with you step by step. You're not too late, you're not too old, and you're not too far behind. You are simply at the beginning of something new. And this is a beautiful place to be. So if you're ready to take the next step, click the link in my bio and I'll show you where to begin. I'll see you in the next video.